sure that's strapped down really well, but I gotta say, the lean in that load? That doesn't look safe to me. I may just go around this way. Welcome to Driving at SATX. Rounding this curve on a beautiful day. As you can see, this lane is nice and clear. But remember where we are. This truck, who just pulled out of this parking lot, is slowly moving into this lane. Perhaps he's in a hurry and wants to get around these cars. As I get closer, you can see that not only is he not in a hurry here, the driver is hitting the brake, and for absolutely no reason at all. Not sure why he pulled out if he wasn't ready to drive. This really looks like the driver took off while still allowing himself to be distracted. You can see here the quick correction and suddenly the gas pedal works in this thing. This is of course after we bottomed out at 20 miles per hour when we shouldn't have had to slow down at all. Then I get room to start moving ahead of the truck, and suddenly it has a reason to pick up the pace even more. Jackass. I was waiting at this red light when this truck pulls up behind me. It's a commercial vehicle, which means this guy is considered a professional driver. Now, as a professional driver, you ought to know that texting's not allowed, even when sitting at a red light. As a driver representing a company, I think there's room for improvement, and I doubt the company would appreciate this. As a driver of the same roads, I know I don't. Speaking of professional drivers, take a look at this big brown recognizable truck. He just went past me in the passing lane. But hold that thought. We'll get back to him. I suddenly noticed this F-150 does a random hard slowdown and then does the pinball bounce back and forth in the lane as if the driver suddenly had a buzz kick in. I pull to the left lane to get around and learn that this guy is not only distracted, he is twice as distracted as some of the dummies you see out here on the road. He has one device in this hand and another device up here in this hand, and he's looking back and forth at the two while trying to watch the road. Lord help me. These people need to be dealt with. This is effing ridiculous. This man is out here putting us all in danger and doesn't deserve to be pulling a little red wagon, much less operating a pickup truck. So anyway, I get around him and I move on and come up to the big brown truck I told you to remember. He's now acting as a one-man idiot blockade in the passing lane. I do a quick check to make sure there isn't any reason, and of course there's not. How do you get hired to drive for a company like that when you drive like some of the sorriest drivers out here? I think he might still be blocking the left lane somewhere. You know, I think it's really pathetic how stuck some people are on their phones, that they can't get it through their thick skulls that this dumb shit is not allowed. You need to be paying attention to the road, even if you aren't moving. If you do this at lights, you're the reason there's a big gap in cars taking off when it turns green. You're the reason someone misses a light when they should have caught it because you aren't paying attention when it changes. Hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Let whoever the fuck is on your phone miss you for a few damn minutes and pay attention to the damn road. Here's another driver who's too dense to understand just how dangerous it is out here without distractions, even more so when you drive with your damn phone in your hand looking at it. She's on the highway and moving pretty fast. As I pull up, you can see that the phone is in hand, fixed at the side of her steering wheel. She's very much involved in her phone as she speeds up to change lanes, taking over a tractor trailer, checking only her mirrors, not checking her blind spots. You know, we might be setting a record for distracted drivers in the same compilation video. Here we are again. Look at this silver Mitsubishi. First, I want to show you here on this stretch. The driver had a little trouble keeping in the lanes here, which is one of the many critical stretches here because due to construction, there's no shoulder, which means there's literally no room for error here. While focus on the road is always important, the importance level just highly escalated in spots like this. Moving ahead, we see that here we are in another spot with no shoulder. She's riding up against the wall here. She also has a child in her back seat that's subject to any danger she decides to put them in. And what does she do? She takes out her phone and starts looking at it. She has a wall on one side, a moving vehicle on the other, a child in the back seat moving at highway speeds, and she decides this is the best time to pull out her phone and see what's going on. Seriously, all these four drivers are just plain stupid idiots. Okay, here's one that really boggled my mind. I see drivers do things that don't make sense all the time, but at some point, I at least hope things would become obvious to some drivers and they would figure things out and make wiser moves. But this example here, this kind of has me losing some of that hope. I'm heading down 35 south and traffic starts to build up. For a moment, we aren't sure what's going on. But when we get to this big TransGuide sign, it makes it clear not only what's going on, but what we should do as a result. Accident at Main Street. All lanes closed, upper level closed. Use lower level. And of course, as they always say, expect delays. Got it. There's an accident on the upper level. We need to take the lower level. At this point in the drive, I've been informed, and I am applying that information to my driving choice. See up ahead, the upper level is to the right. The lower level is to the left. So that means I just have to stay here to the left, and it'll be as smooth as it can possibly get. Now, this wasn't a secret message. I didn't receive it as insider information. They put this on a giant sign for all the drivers on the highway to see. Now, I understand that maybe some people don't know that the upper level is to the right and the lower level is to the left. But what's going on in this video, I don't think it's that many people. I think this is ridiculous. So as I move ahead, naturally, the lane farthest to the left is moving a bit faster than the others. That's because, as the sign said, the issue is all the way to the right. But what I begin to realize is that I don't see too many people trying to get over here to the left. I mean, they saw the sign, right? So I'm stopping it here to show you. Now this truck is partially blocking, but you can still see that these are the signs that indicate for anyone who may not be familiar with this stretch of highway that these are the lanes to access the lower level, and of course, over here for the upper level. Reminder, the upper level is closed, but all these cars are just sitting and waiting in the upper level lanes, while not too many cars are in the lower level lanes. You know, the one that's currently open. So it's still moving way smoother than I anticipated over here. And I grow more and more puzzled at the number of cars that haven't quite figured out that these are the lanes to be in. Then we get to another one of these huge signs. It repeats the information that I saw quite a ways back, but again, it doesn't seem to be triggering anyone to get over to the left. Then I saw this and it damn near depressed me. There are vehicles fighting traffic to move over to the right, fighting traffic to move to the upper level lanes. Now, imagine how frustrating it must be coming from this ramp over here and knowing you gotta fight against all this traffic because you need to get into these lanes over here. It's already a pain with the number of cars that are on the highway at this point, but now you have to add in this ass clown who's fighting his way against the grain just to get to the end and have to work his way all the way back with warning signs way back on the highway. Look, all these cars are right here. They need to be taking these opportunities to get into one of these two lanes. I imagine they're tired of sitting in this traffic, but they're just sitting in this lane for nothing when this lane is the one that's going to get them out of here. Just unbelievable, San Antonio. Unbelievable.